Hey, welcome to Teddy's Friends campaign. I'm Bobby D, founder of TGWN Studio in Brazil, and I've been promoting, developing, and inspiring human potential for over 30 years. Today, you'll be introduced to an on-purpose serial entrepreneur that I was blessed to meet over 25 years ago when we were both living in beautiful Tampa Bay, Florida. And at that time, he was editor and owner of Facets magazine and a leasing consultant to luxury properties. Now, I need to tell you, I was in awe of his charisma then, and today I'm absolutely blown away by his life experiences and groundbreaking success. And once again, he's contributing and giving back to society. And as you will see, he's quite the character. So today, it's our intention to give you enough information about his campaign so that you can make a sensible and logical decision to make a contribution and to also help out by getting the good word out by sharing with friends, with family, and also sharing the campaign on social media. And so you know, the project will appeal to parents, grandparents, educational institutions, businesses, and governments. And here's a suggestion. As you view this video, go back in your wonderful mind. Think about your life when you were a child or perhaps a teenager and ask yourself this question. How could such project have enriched my life had I been given the opportunity to immerse myself into such cutting-edge educational system? Well, we all know, right, that we cannot roll back the clock. So just imagine the impact of this program on future generations. And perhaps if you have children or grandchildren, how could Teddy'sFriends.tv positively impact them? Now open up your mind and listen with your heart. And let's welcome Jason Cadlick, the founder and visionary of Teddy'sFriends.tv.
Hey, Bobby D.
Hey,
Hey, is this thing on?
what's going on here?
Is this my TV show?
Well, it is,
Is it
Teddy, but you know
right?
what? We got a bunch of people here. We were expecting Jason. Is Jason around? And
Can I say
TJ.
something?
Well, look at this. How
Is it my
wonderful.
turn?
Here we go.
Yes.
First question of the day. Hey,
Awesome.
what motivated you and to create Teddy's Friends TV series?
Oh, oh. I don't know. I'm just the talent. Oh, Jason, come over here quickly. Yeah. What is it, Teddy? Hi,
I
everybody. What's going on, Teddy? They're asking.
we
Oh,
got the
oh,
founder finally.
oh.
What
Glad to be
fun.
here. Let me put these guys back here so they behave a little bit.
Well, we're delighted. My goodness. So, Jason, what fun.
Yes. Yes.
A lot of questions today, so let's get it rolling. What do you think?
Okay. Sounds good.
All right. Well, same question I was asking Teddy, but he sort of panicked, so I'm sure you can answer this question. What motivated you to create Teddy's Friends.tv educational series for children?
Great. Yeah, about 20 years ago, I took an amazing course called the Landmark Forum. And I also read a book by Bob Proctor called You Were Born Rich. And both of those things made such a profound impact on my life that I was, you know, it just changed the trajectory of my life. And I kept the one question that kept staying in the back of my mind was, wouldn't it be great to have these tools and this technology at a younger age? It would have made a huge impact for me. And I kept thinking, boy, I wish that we get this out to kids, and if kids knew this stuff, which they do, there's some of it's out there already. But I just, for me, if I would have had that information a little bit earlier, boy, that would have been made a huge difference. So I after I took that's what led us here to Teddy's Friends. So I wanted to infuse that technology and that education, empowering education to kids so that they could actually have it as a tool. But we infuse it with a comedic and an entertaining series.
So, definitely there's problems in society today. So, what are the problems that young kids are having to deal with today, 2021 and beyond?
Kids are dealing with so many different issues than we did as kids. Some of the same issues and some many different ones. One of the many things that we tackle is uh, emotional intelligence, social injustice, self transformation, Our first episode's all about anger and acceptance. One of the biggest challenges and fears that kids and even adults have is acceptance in from their peers and from society. So we actually tackle anger and acceptance in our first episode.
Wow, anger. Well, we could go on that one, but you could.
And also before I forget, there's also anger, there's bullying, there's
Mm,
climate change, there's inappropriate language, there's and then on the other side of that spectrum, there's the goal achieving, there's how to
oh,
visualize, how to persist, how to be determined. Just little the inner factors of the mind, getting those to work in the child's favor to tackle both sides, the positives and the negatives of some of the issues that they're dealing with, and
so true.
more importantly, kind of move them into more of a goal achieving attitude.
True empowerment. So outstanding concept, and hopefully people listening in are already getting all jazzed up about the potential of it. So, Jason, you could have gone many different routes. You could have created books, ebooks. Why a video series?
Kids under the age of 8, about they spend about 70% of their time on some type of YouTube TV channel. And the cool thing about YouTube Kids is it's mostly educational. So that's where we are going to be used as a platform in the beginning. We also wanted to set ourselves above the herd. There's a lot of the YouTube Kids are live action and less animation. So we actually, that would put us out there. There's ahead of some of the other courses and books and videos like this. That's the other thing. Books, there's a ton of books out there that actually tackle happiness and all these types of things, but we wanted to bring it into a more of a subtle, entertaining series that doesn't beat the kid over the head with the message, but actually just kind of subtly brings it in through the entertainment and comedy. Kids learn the best through play, fun, and ease. So having that fun and play in there actually makes a huge difference.
Jason, what inspired you to do the video series?
Well, I actually speak from a lot of experience myself. I'm a gay man from the Midwest, and growing up in the Midwest I had a wonderful life, great family, great friends, but there were moments that I also got bullied, and it was a bit challenging. One of those examples are I was in junior high, and I played the clarinet, and just clarinet's an amazing instrument. I just loved the way it sounded and all that kind of stuff, but I was the only boy that was in the clarinet section. And
Mm,
I think that somewhat made me a target to some ridicule. And every day for about a year, I'd go to sit in my seat, and one of the kids behind me would go, "Oh, look, here comes the fag. Oh, here comes the faggot." And it was a very challenging year for me. I had a lot of friends, and I was somewhat popular, but that particular incident made such an impact on me, and somewhat nervousness and of who I was, and I knew there was something off about me. I didn't fully understood what that word even meant when he called it to me, but I knew that he was alluding to something, and it was somewhat terrifying. I did back him into the corner one time, after about a year, and said, "Please don't talk to me like that." I think I was a little bit more abrupt than that, but he did stop bothering me. But the difference between that Jason and the Jason today, and after doing the landmark course and reading Bob's book and some of these other self transformational items, um, I probably wouldn't have waited a year to say that to him. I definitely would have confronted him almost right away. But a whole year at the age of, I think I was close to maybe probably 12, 11 or 12 years old. And that was a lot of pressure to take on, and to be bullied like that for a whole year. It was pretty challenging. So
wow.
speaking of, and that was just one instance, but again, it wasn't an everyday thing. And on the other side of it, I had, bullied a kid a couple times, and gosh, nobody really taught you not to do that or what the impact of that on another kid would be. So, having again, I wouldn't dare do something like that today, and some of the tools that I got over, 20 years ago, definitely would have impacted how I handled both sides of those situations.
Wow. So you want to help the kids, based on your experience, to take a posture early on versus having to live with that inner feeling for years, maybe decades, right? So beautiful cause,
Yep.
Good reason to do this for sure. Beautiful. How different is Teddy's Friends, let's say, to programs like Sesame Street or the famous Mr. Rogers?
Mhm. Both are wonderful programs. I grew up on those as I was when I was a kid, and they taught me amazing things. The difference, though, between Teddy's Friends and Mr. Rogers and Sesame Street, target their target markets about between 4 and 6 years old. We actually our target market is 8 year olds, between 8 and 12, and that age group gets left out quite a bit. I mean, if you look at it, right after Sesame Street, after that programming, a lot of stuff drops off or goes into more just entertaining things for kids, and they don't really um, provide more of a growth education, empowering education for kids. Now, there's stuff that's out there, and some of it's great, but it is a underutilized market. So we actually will. Some of the same type of concepts of Mr. Rogers. Now, matter of fact, Mr. Rogers was one of Teddy's heroes when he was watching TV as well. Um, but it's more age appropriate for 8 year olds now, and the 8 year olds are dealing with a whole lot of things, like I said before, that we didn't deal with. And we wanted to get the tools in their hands before that the bigger transition of when they go into like their teens, which is they hit puberty and all different types of changes. So they'll have the tools before they hit that stage, and I think that's very, very important.
No, beautiful. So you reach them at a young age, but you take them on an extended journey, so to speak, and that's going to be invaluable going into not only their teens but adulthood, I'm sure. Let's talk about the characters. We were introduced to let me see, TJ and Teddy at the beginning of the show. There are more characters in this series.
Yes. So yes, the first character is Teddy, and he is. We started with him with a drawing. Oh, there he is, right there. That was the first drawing of Teddy, and with that, um, you know, he's evolved. Of course, you'll see at the end of this interview, there's actually we brought him into the animation. He's rigged, his mouth is moving, and he's going. So we brought him to life, so to speak. So we have Teddy already rigged, and you'll get to actually see from that photo, that drawing that he just showed, to the ending, which with him rigged, and yeah, that the picture there. So it's evolved quite a bit. And it's going to be fun. So then the next character that we had as TJ, and TJ is Teddy's sidekick. Teddy found TJ out in the woods. He was abandoned by his parents, so they have a connection there. Teddy lost his both his parents in an accident, so they bonded. Teddy's more like an older brother, best friend to TJ, and they go on these adventures all over the world. And the difference between Teddy and some of the cartoons that are out there, there's always a bad guy at the end of the cartoon. Like the monster's always the bad guy. And Teddy's Friends, he actually goes to find the monster because he believes all that the monsters are just misunderstood, that not all monsters are what they seem. And he goes and like hunts them down, does his Teddy magic on them, and helps transform them. And at the end of every episode, they actually move from kind of the bad guy to a higher state of kind of the in a better state. So Teddy helps them transform through that, and he gives them the tools. And the kids watching will actually see what Teddy does and be able to use that in their life. So one of Teddy's sidekicks is Gloria Bun Bun. And Gloria Bun Bun's from the South. She's very happy, perky, bouncy, and just a lot of fun to be around. Everything she says, I love you, I love you, I love you. And, she's really kind of an omnipresent guru like Teddy, very wise. They've taken a lot of courses. They understand a lot of techniques and coaching that they can give to little monsters. And they go off together and hunt down these monsters. And similar to TJ, TJ's like he's that kid that before he says anything or asks a question, he's like, "Can I say something?" And then he says something. Then can I ask a question? And then he asks a question, and it kind of does that throughout the series. And it's actually very endearing to see him do that because it just becomes part of their very strong characters. That's one of the other things that makes Teddy's Friends very unique. These characters are very strong and they could hold their own. And then the final character for episode one is Frankenscary. So in episode one, they go to hunt him down, and you can't tell by that picture, but he's very, very, very angry. And Teddy goes to the Adventures Club. He's got Adventures Clubs all over the world, and he goes there to hunt these monsters down. And supposedly Frankenschary is ransacking this particular club. And so Teddy goes, finds him, and basically asks. I don't want to give away the whole episode because there's a lot of fun that happens in there and how that comes about, but he basically comes to the end and is like, why are you so angry? And Frank and Scary tells him why, and you got to watch the episode to find that out. But each episode, we introduce a new monster, and then that monster then transforms. We're working with the Bahama government, and they actually want to use Teddy as a voice for their youth and technology ministries. And the thing that the minister said of that particular, the youth and technology minister, he said, um, Teddy's kind of like the Golden Girls of modern day Golden Girls. The Golden Girls had a lot of messages that they delivered, but they didn't beat you over the head with it, and they used comedy. And I'm like, I had to laugh because that's exactly what we're doing. And they want to use Teddy as a possible spokesperson for the kids through the United Nations. So that's a huge opportunity for Teddy to do that. And he's just also been asked to possibly be a host for a huge music festival called Wave of Love. And that's just great opportunities. And then and another opportunities, there's this classic horse show called the Journey Horse Show. They raise money for literacy and dyslexia, and Teddy's actually created a monster, dyslexic monster that he helps through that transition of being dyslexic. So again, each episode introduces one of those new monsters. We also go all over the world, so every part of the world has some type of mythological characters
It's a
or
mouthful.
folklore or anything like that. And we actually combine that story, the monster, and the lesson we're teaching all into one melting pot. The other great thing that's kind of happening out of all these characters is two of my great friends from high school. They both are teachers, and ironically, I didn't know this until I started talking to them about Teddy, that they're in the 8-year-old range, and it's just shocking what these kids are dealing with, from everything from inappropriate touching, using inappropriate language, even to rape and all different types of stuff that's just horrifying that kids are having to deal with. It such I didn't hear about some of that stuff till I got to college. So that they're dealing with it at that age is just heartbreaking. But the good news is we're going to co-write with them with the things that they're dealing with, and bring in more goal setting and more, giving kids a bigger picture than actually having to deal with that mundane stuff every day. So that kind of, I know we were talking about the characters, but I also introduced a few of the episodes in there as well, so you can kind of get a taste of what we have. We have but let's see, uh, 4 scripts completed. We have 6 more outlines coming, and we have 3 or 4 hot topics that we are co-writing with a couple people as we speak. So there's a lot of great content that's coming, and it's almost unlimited. So the things that we can write about and give as lessons through an animated comedic series.
You've given us so much
To
here,
cover.
but I want to go back. I want to go back to the challenges that some of these kids are dealing with, like inappropriate touching and so on and so forth, and all the issues. How will Teddy help the kids open up? Because they're keeping things inside. I have to expect that they don't want to talk to their parents or maybe teachers. So how does Teddy help with that?
You nailed it right there. It's, the thing about at this age, kids are, don't necessarily want to talk to their parents about everything. They also are wise enough that they know that the counselor is not always their friend, even though they say they are, and they really are, but the kids don't see it that way. So a teddy bear that has been through what they've gone through, he's not really a teddy bear, like in that sense, but he's like this kind of cool dude. He's like, dude, seriously, he's like always like, out doing stuff, but he's very wise, and he's breaks the trust barrier right away, and he has these kids trust him instantaneously because of what he's been through and what he's dealt with. But he's just a fun loving guy that you want to kind of hang out with all the time. So that already opens up the avenue for kids to actually ask. One of the things that we're offering is a coaching service. And in that coaching service, the kids can actually call once a month into Teddy and ask him any questions they want, from, hey, I'm being bullied at school. What are some things that I can do? Or just things as simple as, hey, I want to throw a birthday party, or I want to throw a party and I don't even know where to start. It's like, break out, make a list, get out the invitations, and he would answer all those questions. And we even got even a little bit further. If something more challenging pops up that we're not qualified as coaches to do, we also will have a backup professionals on speed dial that we could actually say, hey, this is something that you might want to handle. And the parents already have given their consent, so the parents would be able to be contacted as well. So, but backing up a little bit, it's mostly about the trust, creating a warm character that's been through it all, and be able to build the trust from there.
So very interactive, very advanced, very engaging. Well, I can see why that would be very empowering to young children. Outstanding. And when are the episodes going to be made available, Jason?
That's a great question. That's why we're here today. We're actually creating a campaign, and as soon as we can raise the money for episode one, which usually animation takes about 3 months. It's a little bit more expensive again than doing a book or something like that. But the once it's completed, it's out there in real time for forever, and and it stays an asset like that. And it also is something that captures the moment, and so we're able to, um, once you build those characters, they're rigged, and so then the next episodes are a little less expensive, because then you can take those characters and drop them into the next episode. So the first episode cost about $70,000, and that's what we're looking to raise on our campaign. So
Mm.
after this is done, go to teddysfriends.tv, or you can email me direct at jason@teddysfriends.tv, and I can direct you to wherever you need to go. Or you can, if you find another way you want to contribute, that we can talk about all that. But it's an amazing campaign, and we got some really cool perks. One of the big perks for a high ticket donor, I don't know that, I'm sorry, it's not a donor but a contributor, is that they would actually be able to, we would write them into episode two. It actually have so quote unquote walk on part, basically, just be their voice, and we would draw them into the walk on part, but they would have a walk on part in episode two. Also, we could give executive credit to an executive producer credit, and then we have everything from T-shirts to hats to some really amazing and really fun things. And if you're interested in how animation works, we could even do a Zoom call for you to watch the animation. You can actually have a Zoom call with Teddy, or a Zoom call with me as the founder, and I can walk you through the process of how we created this whole amazing world. So yeah, so it's just amazing perks there, and it's just a lot of fun, and good reason to contribute. And then you're also making a difference, because you would be impacting an amazing series that's going to impact many, many kids around the world. If
Yeah.
and we already have people, everybody that's been touched by Teddy so far has just been, it's been amazing feedback.
The doors that have opened this week, we're not going to talk about it today, but we'll talk about an upcoming updated video, maybe live calls on your teddysfriends.tv page. And very exciting. And there's no lack of perks, that's for sure, for those who contribute. So teddysfriends.tv, that's where you make your contribution if you're listening in today. What platform, Jason, are the kids going to be using to access the series?
We're going to start with YouTube Kids. It's an amazing platform for an independent artist, and It's a great way to get the information out there to the world. Now, later on, if we maybe get if Nickelodeon or PBS or anything like that would be interested in what working with us, we'd be completely open. But for now, we're going to start with doing our own channel. It's very exciting to be our own channel, which is teddysfriends.tv. And that will be the name on the YouTube Kids site. And we're gonna also there'll be YouTube and YouTube Kids. But the interesting thing about YouTube Kids is that it's definitely regulated, and it's directed to kids for more learning purposes. So we're very excited to be on there, and that will be our first and main platform. Where we're gonna do a lot of we've already been invited to it's called the Clive Davis Theater in Bedford, New York, and they do kids series all the time. So we're going to get to once the episode's done, do one of our premieres there. Thing you'd be invited to the premiere to see the
Beautiful.
show
Excellent.
firsthand. So before it
Oh,
even hits the YouTube channel.
another perk. Wow. Again, at teddysfriends.tv. Why do you feel that Teddy's Friends is going to be a monster success? Pun intended.
Okay. Well, one, as I discussed, Teddy is a huge character. I mean, he's right there, dude. He's actually watching me right now. But again, it goes really back to the writers have firsthand experience of some of these issues that kids have been dealing with. I am also part of the writing staff team, and I bring a lot of my firsthand experience, and I have several years of training through self transformation. My background's in emotional intelligence and sociology, so you know we're bringing all that experience into the writing, into what find a right way to enhance to entertain and educate the kids. So it comes from there, and again, just being a fun animation series. Entertainment first, education is second. So you're not being beaten over the head with the message.
Yeah, definitely. Well, you want to retain attention, you better entertain, and that's what got my attention. And you're getting the attention of some of the big boys in the arena of emotional intelligence. Again, something that's coming up for you in the coming week, and we'll be able to talk about it, I'm sure, on our next video series right here at teddysfriends.tv. I'm excited for you. So, how far are you into the project? I mean, you did talk about some of the stuff you've done already, but how far are you into it? What's been done?
Great. So we have, like I showed you, Teddy's been rigged and ready to go. We have the episode one script ready to go, and we have a team of people just kind of waiting and ready to go. So, and we've been doing stuff without having the full budget in. We're doing our best right now to focus on the budget, so then we can focus fully on the creative part side of this. So we want to give it all once we have the funds secured. But we've had a couple investors already, which is amazing, and
Beautiful.
again we're working on the next scripts. We're already like 5 or 6 scripts ahead of ourselves in with really having no budget. So
Wow.
this is we and it's a lot of that is coming from, and I have to just thank a lot of people. There's so many wonderful people, Bob included. I have another company called Rail and Steam that we've been working with, and some other animators that are lined up, and these teachers and the AI specialist, the emotional intelligence guru that we're speaking with. There's just so many wonderful people that are just coming forward and wanting to contribute because they believe in Teddy before episode one's even done. So
Right.
and that was another thing that I got from speaking with teachers. There's a bigger need. We're solving a bigger problem and servicing a bigger need than I even anticipated when this idea started to percolate. So
And
it's really fulfilling to know that we are going to help. And one of the exact words out of one of these teachers' mouths was, "We really need something like this."
yeah, beautiful.
Teachers can bring it into their school, and then at the end they can ask questions about the series. And well, a lot of teachers will love that because it'll be entertaining and the kids will be engaged, and the questions will be easy. I have a feeling they're going to open right up after that first episode. And it's a question as simple as, what was he trying to tell you? What makes you angry would be the next question, and that will be,
Right.
I think, will surprise a lot of teachers, and we'll give them the tools and how Teddy handles all that stuff. So
Well,
I'll be in the teacher's manual.
speaking of teachers, my fiance is a teacher here in Brazil, and she teaches English. And when I was giving her an overview of what you were up to, the light bulbs went on. She said, "Well, that's wonderful for children; they need it." But she says, "I think the parents who monitor this program for their children or the grandparents are also going to benefit greatly from it." So it's not only for children, definitely for adults, definitely for teachers, definitely for us. And you've had amazing people. Speaking of some of the alliances that you've got going, you alluded to the Bahama government earlier, but you've got a gentleman like from a music label, Helmut Wolf from Wolf Entertainment. Yeah, he's opening up his heart. He's opening up a lot of doors. He's going to be introducing music into the perk package. So I bring this to everyone's attention and a reminder that for those who are listening, realize you can contribute in so many different ways. So it's not just pulling out the checkbook, it's opening the doors, networking, reaching people of influence, but people of passion who have a heart for this kind of program. So I'm thrilled for you.
Good to break out your checkbook too, because as Teddy
Oh,
says, you want to
yeah.
break out your checkbook, break out your pens, and
Well, don't give
write some checks.
don't give away the thunder there. Teddy will be
Oh,
speaking to everyone later. Yeah.
you and your fiance are in Brazil, is that correct?
Yeah, that's it. Yeah. Sao Paulo.
You're Brazil and Helmut's in Paris. We have an international reach already. So, and
Already.
then bringing it, yeah, isn't it? It's so tickle. Okay,
And
Teddy's
people in the
excited to
Middle
be all over
East,
the
people
world.
in the Middle East are paying attention, and it's very dynamic. So if you're listening in, this is a global phenomena taking place right here at teddysfriends.tv. Look at the perks, look at what's happening, and you decide how you can contribute.
One of the other inspirations to me is I have two kids myself, and I've actually introduced them to Teddy. And some of the catchphrases that he says in the videos, they're already saying. And my one's 1 year old, and the other one's 4, and they're both
It's
entertained at that age with Teddy. So, and
it's
then
hilarious.
the content I'm sure will come over time, but it's amazing at home, right here under my roof. It's like a case study in and of itself. So
Yeah.
I'm getting experience as a parent of what kids are dealing with at all different types of levels. So and then you go out, you got the Bahamas and Brazil and Paris and the Middle East and all that stuff already. So
It's
there's a lot of
dynamic.
excitement happening around Teddy.
Your kids are writing future episodes. How wonderful. Let's wrap it up, Jason, for today. And so you did talk about recap how much funding you need, what it's for, and what do you want the viewers to do today?
So the 70,000 is to do episode 1 to rig all the animation, and there's the storyboarding, the animation, the voiceovers, the music, the sound, the distribution, the marketing, all that stuff's included in the 70. So that would cover the first episode, and we're doing a pretty tight budget though, so we're hoping that we're going to be able to squeeze all that and maybe even go even a little bit farther than what is planned and budgeted. So what there is to do now is to go to the campaign, look at all the levels of rewards, and contribute as much as you can, because it's such a great opportunity to make a difference, and you're going to get some fun stuff in return. So go to Jason at
Let me do that.
teddysfriends.tv that's my email, Jason at teddysfriends.tv. Come right to my email address, and we'll have Facebook and our websites, teddysfriends.tv. That should get you there. And there's many ways to get there. So if not, you can reach right out to me as well.
Let's introduce Teddy to to the audience, and we'll be right back to wrap it up.
Dude, seriously, thank you for being here. Thank you for being great. And thank you for considering investing in the best investment, well, ever. As if you didn't know, my name is Teddy, or RTT, short for Rootin' Tootin' Teddy. But I'm best known for being an omnipresent guru. I wasn't always this way. I was going down the path of being a real bear, growling at everyone and ransacking picnic areas. My friends said I was behaving like a monster. But then, while helping some friends find solutions to some of their issues, I realized I found my purpose. Now I want to help everyone by creating a cartoon series that will help kids develop confidence, deal with real world issues. Dude, seriously, Mr. Rogers was my hero, and I think our world needs more people like that right now. Seriously, dude. No matter if you're a little bear or even a monster, we all have experiences that affect our self-confidence. Although we have our differences, I realize kids, monsters, and bears have a lot of similarities. In fact, once you get past the scary exterior, most monsters are not what they seem. This animated comedic series, starring yours truly, will give little monsters the tools they need to tackle real life situations like anger, racism, anxiety, fear, acceptance, and many other topics that might be hard to address. If you really want to help transform the little monster in all of us, then do what Mother Teresa used to say. Seriously, dude, break out your checkbooks, break out your pens, start writing checks. Booyah!
Booyah! Well, I really like that, Teddy. And folks, I hope you are going to do what you can do to fuel the campaign at teddysfriends.tv. And just remember, follow the campaign. We're going to give you live updates week to week. We're going to give you some recorded updates. You'll know where your dollars are going. You'll know the activity that keeps fueling the dream, teddysfriends.tv. So follow, share, contribute, benefit from the perks, enjoy that, and we'll see you here again real soon at teddysfriends.tv. For Jason Cadillac, I'm Bobby D, and it's been a pleasure to share the information with you, and we'll see you real soon.